Hello, everybody, and welcome to 38 Weeks to Go, your weekly podcast about fantasy football. Today, we have our joint tally leader, Mr. Mike Wao, manager of 043 Boys, or is it 43 Boys? He will let us know. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nash. I'm glad to be here.
So, just like
Yes, sir.
Leon,
Hmm?
we were supposed to have an interview before, and I'm sorry that that didn't happen, but
Yes.
I'm really glad that we've managed to get you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. I know I've also kept you waiting.
Nah, nah, nah. Don't worry, don't worry. So, tell me, what is your team name?
It's actually the county symbol. It's a county number for Homo Bay. As you know, well know, I'm from Homo Bay County.
Aha.
So, yeah, it's the county number 043.
Okay. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
043 boys and not 43 boys.
No, 043 boys.
Okay.
Your county of
Interesting.
choice, by the
Okay, okay.
way.
Well done, well done. I wouldn't have guessed. And this
Thank
is why I asked this question. Now I know.
you.
Okay. So, how does it feel to
Yes.
be joint top in points earnings with Mr. Leon?
First of all, I don't like it because I've been trying to chase this guy ever since I joined 38 weeks to go.
Mhm.
He's quite a good manager. Quite a good manager. I wonder if he plays football. What is it called? Football manager as
Football
well.
FM, football manager.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if
Who
he does that as
knows?
well.
Maybe. Do you still play?
I still do. I still do.
Ah, okay. Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. I love it. It's an amazing game. If you've never played
And
it,
let me tell
play
you,
it.
I know you're going to ask how I pick up my team sometimes, and I won't even lie. Football manager helps a lot. But we'll get to that later.
Okay. So now wait. We can get into that now. So okay, so I was
Yeah.
looking at your team and I was looking at Leon's
Yes.
team, and you only have
Yes.
six players in common. So I
Uh-huh.
like that because it shows that there are very many ways to skin a cat. And you
Very
both
true.
got 61 points, but you only had six players in common.
Yeah.
So tell me, how do you go about choosing
It-
your team?
okay. Well, like I said, I do a lot of research. Like, you remember when Mr. George was on your show and he was talking about using Opta?
Yeah.
Well, mine's a bit different. I try and watch all the highlights, all the games every weekend. Okay, it's not possible to watch all the games because
Yeah,
some come concurrently,
that's true.
but I always make sure I watch the highlights
Uh-huh.
and all the shows related to it. There's even a fantasy show on DSTV,
Oh, okay. What is it called?
and it's just called Fantasy Premier League.
Okay.
In fact, it comes today. It will be on later today.
Ah,
And I also watch, I don't know if you remember when we were younger, we used to watch the Premier League and they used to bring the shows before the games.
yeah.
Yeah, and talk about you actually pick up on a lot of players. For example, I'll give you Mohamed Kudus.
Mm,
I haven't personally watched him play, but from what they say in the highlights,
mm.
he seems to be everywhere all the time.
Hmm. You know, let me tell you a story
Yeah,
about Kudus.
yeah,
Kudus came from Ajax.
yeah, yes,
He, because of injuries, he
yeah,
ended up playing as a striker.
yeah.
And when he was in that position, he ended up scoring so many goals. And he hated it because now,
I used to,
yeah, isn't that crazy? He hated it.
it,
So he wanted to play on the wing, but
yeah,
every time they put him in front of goal, he would score. And he wouldn't not score because he doesn't want to play. So he would do his job, but he would
yeah.
be punished for it by being played as striker. Isn't that weird? You usually think
It's
everybody wants to be a striker, but
yeah.
he has never
I thought
wanted to be a
it,
striker.
well, he's doing quite well.
Yeah, so
He's
he's got this, he knows how to position himself and he knows how to score goals. And
yeah,
so I think that personally, one of the reasons he left Ajax is because they wanted him to continue playing as a striker, but he just wanted to be on the wing. He prefers
yeah.
playmaking.
Oh my. Well, now that's a new fact that I'm going to keep. He's going to stay in my team even more now.
Mm. So let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
I saw before this game week you had Bowen and Mitoma, and then you removed them. How
Yes.
did you choose Kudos and Gordon? Because they gave you 23
Gordon was
points,
better.
and so I just want to say, well done. That was a beautiful decision.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I can tell you about I already told you about Kudus. I just
Hmm.
happened to be watching the shows and they kept talking about him, how he's been improving, showing a few of his highlights because I haven't watched like West Ham games for the past 2 weekends.
Yeah.
The past 3 weekends, sorry, because we had the international break. But remember, I spoke to you on Monday and I said it's going to be a bad game week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a bad game week. But I'm quite shocked. I saw a lot of our opponents didn't do that well.
Yeah, it wasn't a game week 11, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
it was a
easy
game week.
either.
How I see it, if you score 50 points every week,
Yeah.
you keep up with the winners. You keep up with the
So,
likes of Leon,
hmm
Sim, goodness gracious me.
hmm
Vic, Vic is another player that is always another manager. Sorry, that's always every game week he's somewhere there. He does the 59s, the 60s.
hmm
I've been observing that, and I've been observing your teams as well.
Yeah, yeah, we've been neck and neck until you just overtook me this
Yeah,
last weekend.
it was a good weekend.
You just know I'm coming back for you. I'm coming back for you.
This weekend,
Uh,
let's see how it goes. I think I also plan my teams at least 3 to 4 weeks in advance.
oh,
Yeah, so you have this player who's going to play this 3 4 games,
mm,
and you see the rating is either 2 or maybe 3, not too hard.
okay.
So at least like let me not give my team away, but I can assure you Anthony Gordon is going to have at least another 2 good weeks, another 2 good weekends.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I believe you. He's also in my team, and I'm believing in him for at least the next couple of game weeks.
But the Newcastle defense is really compared to last season.
It's a bit suspect.
You can make a lot of fantasy points with them.
So does that
Uh,
mean no Trippier for you?
no Trippier. I haven't had Trippier. I think I'm the only manager who's never had Trippier.
Hey,
I've never had Trippier.
okay. So tell me, who is a
Yes, sir.
popular player that you don't have or that you won't get outside Trippier
Trippier.
now?
Outside Trippier.
Mm.
Maybe Saka.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You've not had Saka this whole season?
Yep, I've not had Saka the whole season. Trippier and Saka, not the whole season.
Wow. That's actually quite a
Well, I
feat
just
because Saka's done well.
yeah, I would like to gamble with Diaby.
Hmm.
I know he'd be a better replacement, but I have a feeling Diaby will have a 3 4 5 game week, good game weeks where he'll give you 20 points a game week or at least 10.
Wow. Like you're that high on him.
I'm that high on him.
Well, that's so
I'm that
interesting.
high on him. Uh, I know it's weird picks, but I'm keeping
No,
up there with you
everybody
guys.
has one. I mean, Leon was telling me about Douglas Luiz. You're telling me about
But no,
Diaby. Somebody's told me about Rodri, and others told me about
actually,
Suchek. Everybody has their preferred differential, and I'm quite interested in Diaby. No, because I've seen him play, and I think he's good.
yeah, but
So
yes, sir.
your team,
Yes.
who has been your favorite player up to now?
I know it's common for everyone to say Erling Haaland,
Okay, then
but
let's
mine has
let's
been
let's
Salah.
do this without Haaland or Salah.
Okay, because you've taken away all my options, but Oli Watkins,
Oh yes, Watkins has been really good.
he's been undercover good.
How long have you had him
He,
for?
I think he's been in and out, but at least 6 game weeks.
Oh, okay. No, that's a good haul.
Yeah,
He is
he
someone I
there's
haven't yet brought into my team. Him and Madison are the popular players that
well,
have not yet entered my team.
Madison got injured. That's why I got rid of him. But yeah, he was another one.
Hey, Madison was
But
so good.
can I give you a story about Oli Watkins?
Tell me.
So before Unai Emery,
Mm,
most of the managers he had an interview recently, and he's like, most of the managers he had would have him come looking for the ball like Harry Kane.
mm,
But Emery tells him play at the start of the D. Play at the start of the D. That way you'll get chances because you're stronger, you're quicker than most defenders. And that's how he's been scoring quite a lot of goals. He plays at the edge of the box.
that's so interesting. You know,
Yeah,
I'm of the belief that players are not bad,
yeah,
especially when you reach that level, they're not bad. What
yeah,
happens is that managers, well, let me say it in a different way. Players fit systems.
yeah,
And a classic example is Diego Forlan at Manu
yeah.
and then Diego Forlan outside Manu. At Manu, they were like, he's a flop, he's a flop. Then he goes out and he has
Scores
the
50
next,
goals.
yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
Led even SA to the World Cup at 30, I don't know what. He had an amazing career after leaving Manu. And so maybe Watkins, like you're saying, it's just
yeah,
about the manager.
yeah, very true. He's completely changed. I mean, have you seen the recent stat where they've not lost? They've won.
It's
They're
like
on a run of like
13
12.
or 14 games at home.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no,
You
Emery,
can't
Emery
pick
knows
that.
how to win.
Yeah, he knows how to win.
Goodness,
He
that
knows how
is
to.
that's very impressive. So okay then. So Watkins is your man. So what about biggest regrets? Who's your biggest regret so far? Like
Mm,
the guy you put in your team and you're like, ah, I wish I had never brought him into my team to begin with.
Malo Gusto.
Malo Gusto.
I was looking at it and I just remembered. Malo
Okay.
Gusto. He
Oh wait,
was.
so you brought him in after he had that mad weekend.
Yeah. And then after that, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's been. And I don't know how to get rid of him because he's quite cheap.
Yeah. Well, at least you know what's his face. Red Rhys James got a red card the other day. So at least you
Oh,
know
yeah,
he's
so he
going to
got.
play this weekend. And
Yeah,
they're
that's
playing
at least.
Brighton,
That's
so it can go either way.
yeah, but Chelsea. This is not the Mourinho's Chelsea, where if when we played fantasy that time, you'd put Chelsea
Even three
defenders only
defenders,
because
huh?
yeah, they're not conceding. But this Chelsea, I don't know. It's not. Another. In fact, I've just looked at someone else, and
Uh-huh.
I regret it. But he also produces when I need him to. Is Pedro Porro?
Huh. Okay.
He has some good and bad days. Mostly, I'd say good
You don't like
because
him? At least he performs. You know, I have Matty Cash. I got Matty Cash after he got 17 points.
yeah,
And since that time, I don't think he's even got more than six. And that's on like two
I know how you.
occasions.
But then that is, if you've noticed, every game there's a goal, or at least both teams score.
Mm,
So you're better off banking on the midfielders and the forward line because every team will concede nowadays.
yeah, it's true. It seems that way.
I mean, Pep even said it. He can't believe how they're conceding this season. It's not how it was last season.
So if you're to choose a defender, how do you choose them then? Do you choose,
I'd go for
sorry?
the Trippier type. I'll go for the Trippier type,
So like a wing back.
a wing back here, because he's likely to get an assist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and not a clean sheet, so you still have your 5 points because
Okay.
it's five, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So you still have your 5 points. It's not so bad.
Yeah, because it's four for clean sheets and then three for an assist or something like that.
Yeah. So he'll get that without having a clean sheet.
Mm,
He'll have at least 4 5 points
okay.
because show me anyone with a defender that has 6 7 points from having a clean sheet in the past like 3 weeks.
It's true. It's been tough. I mean, they're there. You
Yeah.
know, Saliba doesn't, it doesn't seem like Saliba can concede a goal.
Okay, that's true. He's the new Van Dijk.
Yeah, that's true. The Arsenal are really keeping it tight up there. So in fact, I'm thinking of moving into an Arsenal defender, but I'm not sure who because it seems like it's only Saliba who is guaranteed to play. At the beginning, I
Yeah, that's
fell for
true.
the trap of Gabriel, and I said, never
Yeah.
again, never again.
You know, Wenger is a mini Pep.
Ateta.
The squad rotation is a bit. Sorry, Ateta. Ateta
Mm.
is this rotation is a bit. You can never be sure with the backline, but you can be sure of Saka, who I don't like.
Wait, why don't you like Arsenal's golden boy, England's golden boy? Why don't you like Saka?
I think he's overhyped.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think he's overhyped. I think he what you said, he fits in a system
okay. Let me ask you a question.
because yeah,
No, no, first of all, finish your thought.
I don't think he's all that for England. Yeah,
Mm.
there's the better players in my opinion,
Like who?
and I'm not fighting Arsenal guys. I think Anthony. Okay, my opinion is Anthony Gordon would fit better in the England setup.
Then
Other
Saka.
than yeah, he'd fit better than Saka.
Wow, your unpopular opinion has come too early. I usually
Yeah,
I
no, I'm
usually
not
ask
saying. Eh?
I usually ask people towards the
I'm,
end of the show, what is your football unpopular opinion? But goodness, yours
yeah,
has come out in the fifth minute.
yeah,
So
that is my unpopular opinion.
so your unpopular opinion is that Gordon would do better for Saka than Saka would in the same position.
For yeah, for England, yes.
Hmm. Okay. So
Yeah, especially
okay.
with Harry Kane.
Ah, wait. So if you believe in Gordon so much, why did you just bring him into your team this week?
Uh, because yeah, I had him before, by the way.
Hmm.
Then he had
You
this
have.
bad run of game. Yeah, this is not the first time I have him.
Oh,
He
okay.
he had this bad run of games like 2 3 weekends.
Yeah.
So I had to switch because that was the period. Now guys had said Leon and team had said forming a gap. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you have to make changes. As George once said,
Mhm.
if you keep up with them in the beginning, the top guys,
Yeah.
or we're calling it, yeah, then you have a chance towards the end because
Well,
you
it's
never know.
true.
Guys get
It's I mean that makes sense, but then also Georgie's number 12 now, so
yeah.
you want to know what that
This
means
remind you of
now.
Kirobo.
But I guess there are
What if,
25 weeks left to go, so there's still time. There's
yeah,
still time to change things around.
but if you notice, Nasha, he
Yeah.
has 26 points, huh?
Mm,
And he's what? He's about 100 and something points behind goodness
number
gracious
one.
me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so he's not so far.
Well,
Three
I guess you're
games.
right.
The thing I love about George, he's a risk taker. If you check his team, you'll
Yeah.
find he made even more transfers. As in, he's ready to lose 8 points or 12 points.
But it's very interesting that you say that because when I
Yeah,
was talking to Leon, he was like,
yeah,
how can we both be number one? And he took a -8. So you yourself, you're not averse to such risk taking.
yeah. I don't mind taking it depending on how the game week will go. Like I said, I plan 3 game weeks, yeah?
Hmm.
I plan 3 or 4 game weeks. That way at least you know the transfers now will change, will get you, like I said, 50. If you have an average of 50 points every week, you're there.
So, okay, but your transfers got you 23 points. So that was a good decision.
It was.
And
It
so
was a
now
very
you're
good decision.
saying your weekly goal is 50 points.
If you can get 50 points every weekend, I can assure you you'll be in the top five. That's the least. Always make sure you get 50 and above.
So when you're planning your team, you say,
That
okay,
way.
Haaland 15 points, Salah 10. Is that how you count?
Okay, not really, but you're like there's that guy. Depending on you'll find there's a week you all beat me because I took a risk. I put Salah as my captain instead of Haaland. Then Haaland scored a hat trick.
Oh, that's so
Yeah,
painful.
yeah. So from then on, I said I'm not going to risk it unless I'm pretty sure Salah is going to have a good game.
Um, hey. So, hey, that's a tough one. So, is that why Haaland has been your captain since?
Yes.
So for you,
Because
there's no if or it's Haaland captain.
it's Haaland captain. And as you asked me this, I've also been observing your teams. It's always Haaland captain. Yeah.
I
It's
call
the safer
myself a
option.
Haaland maximalist. I believe in
But
Haaland wholeheartedly. It's bad. I'm even scared of myself. In fact, for the last 2 weeks, I've had Salah as my captain, and I feel like something's wrong.
okay. Then I'm sorry, but I'm exactly like you. I, I will not. I have a striker problem though, because I also fell for the Alvarez bug,
Hey.
and then he's just gone down.
Yeah, he started hot and then he's petered out.
He was ridiculously hot. You'd even think he was going to beat Haaland the whole season.
By the way, that's
But
what I thought at some point. I was like, shit, this guy, should I be putting him as my captain? That's
we
how
need we.
he had me going for a while.
But wait, who would you suggest in his place?
In place of Alvarez,
Yeah,
you already have Watkins.
yeah,
I would risk it with like who is it? They say Solanke
yeah. Solanke.
or Isak, Alexander Isak. One of those two.
Uh, Isak would be fantastic.
Because the price
Isak
isn't
would be
too
fantastic.
dissimilar, yeah?
Actually, yeah, it's not too dissimilar. And right now, his partner Wilson is injured, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
So you have
that guy gets injured all the time.
yeah. So Isak has to play for the next couple of weeks.
Mm. And then if he doesn't play, it will be Gordon who will be played up as a striker, which will be great.
Exactly. So Newcastle, and plus with their injuries, those guys are going to play every game.
Mm. Okay. Wait, you said you like to prepare your team 3 weeks at a time.
Yes.
So like now, when you're looking at these next 3 weeks, like for example, what are your
Mhm.
biggest thoughts? Which team are you favoring? Which players are you favoring?
Okay, I'm gonna keep Kudus and Gordon for sure.
Hmm.
Because if you look at it here, Gordon has they have Manu next at home,
Yeah.
and then after that they have I'm just looking at it here. After that they have Everton away, and Everton
Hmm.
right now they don't have the energy for anything. That 10-point deduction has really killed them.
Yeah, no, I thought they would do better against Manu.
Yeah, I thought they'd do I thought they would have the fight and come back. Now, the third game week for Gordon is going to be a problem. It's Spurs. But then again, Spurs play all out football.
Mm.
So,
Gang Ho.
and Newcastle, yeah, Newcastle are good at taking gang ho. I mean, they played very well. I don't know if you watched the Champions League game. They played very well.
The one yesterday against PSG.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
I think I watched the one
But
first half. But it was
yeah,
a good game.
it
They
wasn't.
they really took it to them.
Yeah, they really took it to them. So you'll find Spurs trying to do what they do best, and then Newcastle coming over and taking over from them. So I think Gordon will be a good bet. I
Hmm.
don't think having a Tottenham defender will be good, except Pedro Porro.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, a Newcastle defender, except Pedro Porro, except Trippier. But I don't like Trippier, so
Yeah. Wait, why don't you like him
I,
though?
he's too expensive for a defender.
So that means you definitely do not like Trent Alexander-Arnold.
No,
Okay.
I don't
So
believe. I believe in investing in the scorers.
when you're looking at your defenders, what is the cutoff point? Is it like 5.0, 5.5,
I'm willing to go to 6 at most. Okay, 5.5.
5.5?
Yeah.
By the way, why do you still have Johnny Evans in your team?
We're trying to get rid of him, but he's very cheap, yeah? So I'm trying to find someone else that's as cheap as him.
Oh, and you already have Gusto.
Yeah.
You know who you should look at?
Chelsea. Yeah.
Baldock or
Baldock, huh?
Pinnock.
What's
One of them is very cheap. Like
I should look that
3.9,
out.
4.0, and they're playing for Sheffield, or is it? But that's a problem. They're playing,
Yeah, you know they don't concede.
yeah, they're going to concede. But at least you won't feel bad about having him on your bench.
You
Because
know
like
something?
you see, like Leon has a very balanced team.
Yeah.
And I can see yours isn't balanced. But
No.
Leon's team is very balanced. And he has Lascelles and Pinnock on the bench, and every time he benches them, they combine for like nearly 20 points.
Are you serious?
And that's the price of having, you see, like for example, you in your team,
Yeah.
when you're making this team, it's very easy, like this last week, because you
Yeah.
have Bobby Gilmore, or is it Billy Gilmore?
Yeah.
Billy Gilmore,
Yeah.
Gusto,
Yeah.
and Evans. You see, you don't
Yeah.
have to think twice about who your starting 11 is going to be.
Exactly.
Your team writes itself. Everybody on the team
Yeah.
knows who's going to start, even them they know.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so there's a strength to your team in having a first 11.
Yeah. It's true.
And so like
It's
now,
very, very true.
so you said so when you're looking at fixtures, when you look at the next 3 weeks, you consider the fixtures
Yeah.
and what else? Is there anything else? Or is it
If there how many more home games, how many games do you have home than away? Because there's some games you'll have two home games and one
mm,
away game. And there's some games you have two away games and one home game. So some of these teams you see someone doing they're going to have two home games, yeah,
mm,
and the game rating is two. They're playing Luton and Sheffield, you know.
yeah.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
normally take that into consideration.
No, that's
But
a good idea. The banking on home games because it's true. Players tend to play better
yeah,
at home.
exactly.
Hmm. That's a
Yeah.
very good idea.
And
Okay.
I can assure you, Billy Gilmore,
Yeah.
give him a weekend, let's see. Give him a week or two. He normally has points, but very silent points. Five,
Oh.
4. Yeah.
He's like your secret weapon.
He's like a secret weapon.
But does he ever
So you see,
play?
as
Like, does he ever make it into your team?
nah, he's like you know the problem with my team, the
Yeah.
problem of having a fast 11 is if they get injured, you're a bit you're in a pickle because you don't know who you're going to how you're going to make the subs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know how you're going to make the subs. So it's as much like you said, Leon's team is very balanced, and that's a problem for us for the chasing pack because he doesn't lose points.
Mm. And
He
then
doesn't lose
meanwhile, you're
points.
over here getting -8.
When I say it, so you see, it's a bit tough, but it works out.
How?
It has its good days and bad days.
How does it? It has. What are the strengths of this tactic?
Still not far from the chasing pack,
Uh,
from the leaders.
That's true. Well, it's true. It's you're just about there.
And what I can assure you is, at some point, it happens every season. We're going to have some games that are we're going to have double game weeks and things like that. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Now, how you use your options, like how you use your options, like what's it called?
Like the free hits and the wild cards.
Yeah, yeah, those ones.
Have you
You
used
use
any
your
of
options.
them yet?
I've used my first wildcard, and it has two wildcards. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. It has two wildcards. So the first and second one. Oh, but what if they don't give us a wildcard at mid-season, I'm going to lose very many points. I'm going to lose very many points.
So so okay, wait then. If you're saying that, then
Yeah.
what is your ideal team? What would you like your first 11 to be? Since you're a first 11 guy, who would you remove?
Okay. Let me give you it like this. For the keepers, I'd like to have Edison,
Hmm.
or And this might be weird, but if you might not notice it, Alisson doesn't concede much.
Me, every time I have Alisson in my team, he concedes.
Are you serious?
Yeah. It's every time I don't have him. It's
I've
when
had
he doesn't.
situations. Yeah, that's the thing. When you don't have him, he doesn't. Then that one game week you take, he gets zero. But he
Okay,
doesn't
so
concede much.
Alisson and Edison. Okay. Because I moved from Ellis. I started with Alisson. I think
Yeah,
he considered the first 3 game weeks. So I
yeah,
gave up on him. Then I moved to Edison. And then Edison considered the next few game weeks. And then I brought in Ariola. Ariola doesn't even know
yeah.
what a clean sheet is.
Yeah, I have him. So I was I want to change a few things because Sanchez as well doesn't have good game weeks.
Hey, you know
I
Sanchez,
need to change. Yeah,
he's the kind of guy you watch on TV and you're like, oh, this guy's good. But then he doesn't have
yeah,
stats. Like he doesn't keep a clean sheet, he doesn't make saves, but he just makes one good save. Like he does his job, but he doesn't translate to fantasy.
that's true. That's
But
true.
also Chelsea are shit right now, so they're just a little
Yeah,
bit better than Brighton. They just concede all the time.
yeah, but Brighton and Euro, Chelsea are not.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brighton are for sure the better team. I was just meaning in terms of conceding goals.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I was checking because you know you're a Chelsea fan, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Chelsea fan. By the way, who do you support?
I know you get the. Do you remember my craze with Aguero?
Yes.
Yes. So that gives the answer
So you're a
from when
Man
he was
City
in
fan.
Argentina. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
We don't
It's the
get
way
too
I'm an
many
Inter
of
Milan.
those. I know you're an Inter fan.
Yeah.
So in England it's Man City.
Yeah.
Oh, I honestly didn't know that.
When Aguero moved from Atletico,
Hmm.
and I started watching all the games because I want to see Aguero. And here we are a couple of years later. Almost
Wow.
actually 11. Yeah. 11,
Okay.
12 years.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna ask why don't you have 3 Man City players, but then you already have two, so you're doing well. You're fine.
Yeah, but that's the problem of playing with heart. Eh? That's the problem of playing with heart. I have a friend, I'm in another league as well.
Yeah.
The guy plays with heart every weekend.
Is he an Arsenal fan?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's a Liverpool fan.
Because I found Arsenal fans are the ones who play with heart the most in fantasy. I don't know why.
Yeah, but this guy is very interesting. He has Trent, he has Salah, he has Gakpo.
Gakpo. Not even Nunez.
Yeah, yeah, Gakpo. Very interesting.
Hey, you should have him listen to the podcast with Leon, where Leon is talking
I'm
about
actually, yeah,
playing with mind and not
yeah.
your heart. So how is he doing in that league? He
Uh,
must be shaky, shaky.
yeah, he has good days and bad days. This week, he was the lowest this weekend with 21 points.
How much?
21 points. Yeah, his points are from Salah and
And
and,
Trent.
and Trent. Yeah.
Kwani, who else is in his team? Wow.
Let me just try. He looks like he hadn't changed his team. He has Bowen. He hadn't changed.
Hmm.
He had Captain Son.
Oh, wow. Son
He
is
has
a scam.
Solanke. Yeah, a big scam. He has Solanke, Awoni. Yeah, very interesting.
I, you know, I don't know if you've
Yeah,
looked at our table.
yeah,
There's a guy who got 58 points.
yeah,
His name is Jeremiah Obiri.
yeah.
I'm fascinated by him because he made his team game week 1
Yeah.
and he has never touched it again.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And he got 58 points.
But he's been getting points, huh?
Yeah. You'd think he'd be at the bottom, but he isn't. And he's now that Haaland and guys are coming back from injuries. I think he had 6 players not playing, 6 zeros on his team.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you seeing it now? It has Onana, 9 points. Luke Shaw. I mean, Rashford, Saka, Isaac, Haaland. Okay, not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad, but you should have seen when those guys were injured.
He was getting 2 points, 3 points.
And you're seeing his keeper and his bench.
Yeah. The guys were just very, that's very interesting.
Yeah, there's so many different ways to approach it. And so,
Very
like, I
interesting.
see, speaking of approach, you're a 3-4-3 guy because, usually, like, most people tend to like the 3-5-2,
Yeah.
but you're a 3-4-3 guy because I see Gilmore is not coming on for Watkins or Alvarez. I mean, not Watkins, I mean,
Well,
Yeah, Gilmore.
Gilmore, yeah.
You wouldn't
But
start him over Alvarez or Watkins if available.
depending on who they're playing, like if they're playing a Luton or a Sheffield, yes, or a Burnley, and Alvarez is playing Arsenal, then yes, I would start him. I
Ah,
mean, yeah, he's that good.
wow, you really believe in this guy like that?
I believe in him. You know what guys don't know is yes, he's been having a couple of bad game weeks,
Yeah.
but he secretly has those days where he'll have a 6 and 11. You know,
Mm.
and I know it's a long shot, but it works. But his replacement would be, and I think this is also a very interesting fact. Kai Havertz.
Hello?
Yeah, Nash.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. I think it cut out. Just say that again.
Yeah, I said I would replace Billy Gilmore with Kai Havertz.
Oh, so
I
you
know.
actually said that. I thought I was mishearing.
Yeah, yeah. When Leon hears this, he'd kill me, but that
Kai
would be a very
Havertz.
bad. Yeah.
Wait,
You know why?
what do you see in Kai Havertz?
He'll get that odd goal.
Hey,
He'll get
okay.
that odd.
So
Yeah,
clearly,
yeah,
one of your strategies
yeah.
is looking for the differentials.
Yes, yes,
You're
it
trying
is.
to play catch up and you're trying to go for
Yes,
people that people wouldn't go for.
yes. That would give you points, and guys would just ignore them. No one, no Arsenal fan will have Kai Havertz.
No, it's true. Before they get to Kai Havertz, they have so many other players.
Yeah, do you remember he's been having what he had the other game week he scored a penalty. This game week he scored.
Hmm.
And he used to do that for Chelsea, and he does that a lot for Germany. He's like a Thomas Muller.
No way. You've given him too much praise.
Yeah, Kai Havertz is a Thomas Muller.
Muller. No,
He'll always be there. He's a
hey.
Muller has always been there. He'll
Me, I
always be
think me
there.
and you, we watch a different Kai Havertz, but that is okay. That is okay
No, but have you
because
seen him for Germany?
no, for Germany, he's a stud. He's like a reverse
Yeah,
Messi.
yeah, but Nash, he's always there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for Germany.
Yeah, no, even for Arsenal, okay, somehow Arteta will always start him. I mean, not he used to always start him, now he doesn't. But now that he comes in as a sub, he scores that goal. 2 weeks, two two game weeks, he's done it. He's that
Really?
guy. Yeah, I think Arteta has found a role for him. He's that guy.
He's the guy off the bench.
Yeah, I hope I don't eat my words this game week, but
No, with these things, it's a punt. So there's no real answer. You know what I mean? Like you can be right
yeah.
today, but you're wrong tomorrow.
But I tell you for a fact, and what they're playing Fulham, yeah, early kickoff. No,
Yeah.
it's not an early kickoff, but they're playing Fulham. So can you imagine? It's looking different.
Hmm. Okay.
It's looking different.
No, you're right. There's something in the air.
Yeah, it's looking different. So but I see a very different situation here.
And that's why we have this is why we have these interviews
Yeah,
because it's very interesting to hear how different we all are. I think it's amazing how we all approach fantasy in such different ways. It
I
makes
know,
it
right?
fun because
It makes
we're all trying to outsmart each other.
yeah.
And so far, it's the two Leons at the top who are outsmarting all of us.
And they're
But
killing us.
but you know what I'm waiting for?
Yeah,
Actually, starting tomorrow, December. You know, December is going to come with rules. There are going to be so
yeah,
many games coming so quick, so fast. And then there's going to be this festive season.
yeah,
And this is when you will start to see the separation in fantasy. They're going to be about, I think right now they're about three groups,
yeah,
but they're going to be about four or five groups where there'll be like some guys who you're like, was this guy ever serious? Then there'll be that group of, okay, these guys have now gone.
yeah.
Then there'll be that other group of, okay, where did this guy come from? There'll,
It's
there's going to be very many interesting things that are going to, by the time January lands like this, like that break, you know, when there's that FA Cup weekend,
yeah,
after that weekend, just
yeah.
just look at how the table will be looking. It will be so different.
And you know, I actually can't wait. I can't wait for that.
You think you're going to hack December?
Actually, I think I'm gonna hack December. And we'll be closing this time. We're not closing. I think we're closing on the 22nd, which is the last weekend before Christmas.
Yeah.
So as people will be busy, with the festive season, I'll be at work. So
Oh, so you'll be able to
I think,
focus.
yeah,
At least that's the
I'll be
that's
able
the plan.
to. That's the plan. Yeah, that was the advantage when everybody was like, "Yeah, we'll be work." I was like, "Hold up, I'll actually not be at work." So
Ah,
I mean, I'll actually be at work the whole time. So
okay. So
I'm going to do it.
because you have a different approach, which I'm finding very interesting. So now you have people at the
Yes.
bottom who are languishing. Wakina, your fellow
Yeah.
NWO friend, Wakina Wero, Wakina Team
Mr.
Kubwa.
Wiro, team Kubo.
So now, when you're
Uh-huh.
trying to play catch up,
Yeah.
how should you be approaching it?
I think we mentioned it briefly earlier.
Mm,
There's a situation coming, Nash, where we have to lose those points to catch up to King Leon because they're not losing points. So you have a situation where you have 61
mm,
and he has, you pray for the best. He has 50 or 61. You remember you said the group for where did this guy come from?
yeah.
Yeah, where you picking two, but you picking them out two by two. Who you Leo, who you Kesho, like that. A bit in a bit you've overtaken guys. You're number two or number one, or maybe even just 10 points behind Leon.
Okay, so you're saying don't be afraid to take risks.
Yeah, George had it right.
Mm,
George wants to lose 12 points and then make 26. It's
okay, so
okay, not
like you have
26.
to no pain, no gain.
No pain, no gain.
So it's like when you're hiking and it becomes heavy, you want to reach the top, so you remove the baggage.
Yeah, you move the baggage. You
You
have
cut
to.
a few
This weekend
points,
as well.
but it makes you more willing to move.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this weekend as well. I have that. I have that problem because I'll be very honest with you. Diaby has been a bit horrible. He's been horrible. Let's just be honest. He's been horrible.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been horrible. But then they have a run of. They have good game this weekend,
Mm,
and then next weekend, the other weekend they have City. So I don't know. They have Bournemouth away this weekend. Then next weekend at home to City, and City are not gonna. This is the period. This is the period where we normally see Arsenal and City take off, and Liverpool, just like in fantasy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
you
then
so
you have
basically
Arsenal.
everywhere, the table, everything is changing in this month.
Everything is changing this month.
So if you're trying
But
to
then
catch
again,
up, this is the month where you can make the most difference.
exactly. Look at this. Look at it this way. Arsenal has a pretty good run, except for the next two games, except Aston Villa in game week 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have a run of pretty good games, except Aston Villa, which is going to start being a problem.
Okay.
I think they're going to a run where they're going to face a couple of difficult teams
Yeah.
because after Aston Villa,
Say
they
that
have
again?
Brighton. After Villa, they have Brighton.
Yeah.
And after Brighton, they have Liverpool away.
Yeah.
So you're tempted. You want You want to have Saliba,
Uh-huh.
but then again, I think he's going to be reminded why Salah is one of the best.
Mm, okay. I can see that. I can.
He's good because I remember you talked about Saliba earlier,
Yeah.
but then again, remember now she's going to face Mitoma. He's going to face Oli Watkins in a few. He's going to face, I mean, Billy Gilmore. Okay, so.
Billy G is coming.
Yeah, but on a serious note, I really want to catch up with these guys, but I have to play smart.
Okay.
Like I said, you want Arsenal guys because everybody has them and they're getting points, but then they only have two good games. That's against Wolves and then Luton. So it's going to be a very tough one.
Okay. No, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're saying only bring Arsenal players for 2 games.
Yeah. Bring Arsenal guys for the next two games and cut your losses.
So basically also saying make quick decisions.
Big quick decision slash.
Like
It's
game
about
week by game week, none of this 3 week stuff.
yeah. Now for the next couple of game weeks,
Mm.
it's survival because you need to catch up.
Mm.
But with a plan.
Okay. And the plan is
There's
high
some
risk,
guys
high reward.
I risk I reward, but there's some guys who I don't mind being on the bench that will go a long way. But I'm still not getting Saka.
Wait, so would you advise people to use the wild card if they have it?
If you haven't used it yet for the first half of the season, do it. I
Okay.
mean, you look at it's we're going to have midweek games as well, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the games will be coming quick and fast, especially
There'll
once
be a lot of
Champions League group stage ends.
yeah, there'll be a lot of rotation. So the best thing to do is have you guys, even if they're rotated, they'll still come in and score a goal.
Okay.
I'm, I'm talking about the Gordons.
The Gordons, your boy, the Gordons.
Like, that guy who'll score a goal no matter what. He'll come in as a sub goal for an assist.
Yeah.
Have your Gordons.
Mm.
But for Arsenal guys, I don't know how you're going to do it because that, but okay, there's Declan,
Mm-hmm. Mr. Rice. Is he a
but
differential?
he's not I would say so because he's a kind of Havertz. He has those days where he has games, huh? And you're
Mm.
like, what's happening here? He scores that odd goal and you have your 6 points. Because the thing about fantasy is getting all the points you can. So if you have your loose guy sitting there with his car 6, 7 points a game, then you're fine. You're Douglas Louis, like Leon said, Douglas Louis.
Yeah.
Because he'll take penalties, he'll give that assist, he'll be there. And that's what I was telling you about Havertz, but you you seem not to agree with me.
Hey, you know me, I'm a Chelsea fan, and Havertz let us down big
Yeah.
time. So I watched him and Mason Mount really just do nothing on the pitch. So me, those guys, I've never been so happy to sell them. So
Let me ask,
yeah,
would you have Sterling? On that note, would you have Sterling this weekend?
versus Brighton, let me
Yeah,
tell you, there's only one thing I know about Brighton. Brighton
yeah,
have not considered, I mean, Brighton have not kept a clean sheet this season.
yeah.
So they will definitely concede. Now,
So,
do you think it'll be Sterling who will have a free kick or an assist? I hear Nkunku is coming back.
yeah.
It's
Are you
it,
serious?
yeah. You see, the problem with Chelsea is that there are too many players, and so at least when they're injured, it's good if you can use the word good, but it reduces the options that you have. It's like now you know
Yeah,
Cole Palmer will play, you know Sterling will play, you know Nicholas Jackson will play. Like now you know Reece James is injured, so you know Gusto will play.
yeah.
So Sterling has had either a goal or an assist in the last 3 games.
Are you
So
serious?
yeah, so I don't see why this wouldn't be the fourth. And you know Brighton tend to perform poorly after playing in Europe, and they're playing
Oh, yeah,
tonight.
yeah, that's true. But they're qualifying tonight, rather.
Yeah, no, they're still playing. It's the problem isn't tonight. The problem is Saturday/Sunday.
Yeah,
because every game after Europe, they have been super shaky. And so Chelsea will
that's
get
actually
at
very,
them. And you know,
yeah,
this
that's
season,
actually very
Chelsea
true.
have been performing against the big boys, apart from Newcastle. But they have been giving a very solid showing of themselves.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I think this Brighton game is one of those games that they will show up. And so, would you advise people to move away from Haaland or Salah for captain so they can make
If,
differentials?
if Jackson is like this, Nash, why not? Why not?
So it's really risky at all, huh?
It's just, it's a very bad joke. You know, one of the guys who had Disasi, at one
Let me
point.
tell you,
So,
this is a good choice. See, he gave you points. At least in the first few weeks, he gave you two clean sheets or 2 goals.
yeah, 2 goals, actually. No, 2 assists. Was it two assists?
Mm.
He
No,
was
no,
actually
no.
very good.
I get it. No, he's a good decision. Me, I like that. I like that decisive decision. Well, at least for that first four up to game week 4. After that, it's been
Now,
bad.
would you advise on Nicholas Jackson?
Let me tell you. If you even listened to the first episode of this podcast,
Yes.
yeah, you'd have thought Nicholas Jackson is my son. The way I was pushing him out, it was almost malpractice. You'd have thought he's like the second coming of Haaland.
Are you serious?
Oh, you know what? I removed him and Rashford. I kept them for too long. So
Yeah, but
Nicholas Jackson is like Jermaine Defoe. If you've ever had
yeah,
Jermaine Defoe in your fantasy team, then you know exactly what I'm talking about.
exactly. That guy who just he'll score, yeah. You won't see it coming, but he'll give you the standard points.
And then he disappears.
Yeah, then he disappears. My type of player.
So I guess the thing with Nicholas Jackson is to just catch him when he's hot. But you
Yeah,
can't know. So in fact, for you, Mr. Differential, if you're looking for real differential,
yeah.
remove Alvarez and put in Mr. Jackson. That is actually the highest upside and lowest low side guy. Or
Funny. Yeah,
Nketiah, if you believe that they're going to hammer Luton and he will play because he tends to play random games, and these random games he has a hat trick.
yeah, that's true. It, I see them. I see sketches starting, but I would go with Jackson. I've actually gone with Jackson, to be honest.
Okay. That's not a bad idea. I mean,
My
it's
problem
it's really
is,
hit or miss with Jackson, and it's mostly miss. But
yeah,
the thing about Brighton is that they concede goals, so it's just to pick who the goal scorer is.
yeah, that's true.
That's all.
But there's a very interesting one here. Pedro Porro or Anderson?
No, you leave Pedro Porro because Pedro Porro, he crosses that ball. He can deliver. He can pop up with an
That's true.
assist and in goal scoring positions.
Yeah, because they're playing City and it's going to be a tall order for them. But
Mm.
because but concede and I think they'll have a difficult time with Tottenham. But
You
then
know, it's
again, Tottenham currently can't defend.
the problem with Tottenham, which is why Haaland is my captain this week,
Yeah,
is that they're playing wing backs as centre backs. You know, they
yeah,
want people who can deliver the ball and move quickly. And so they've been
yeah,
keeping Eric Dyer on the bench
yeah.
and playing, I think, Ben Davis and somebody else as centre back, and it's just not working out for them.
It's not. Yeah, he's trying to play like Pep. He thinks he can have a Vardiol who can move the ball very fast,
Hmm.
or or we see Kyle Walker there sometimes,
Yeah.
or Nathan Ake. But he needs the defenders for that, and I think Romero is good for it, and
Will he
Van
be
der
back
Ven.
from suspension?
Yeah, I think he should. I think Romero should be back. He would be
He's
a
finished
good.
his matches, his suspensions.
Yeah, I think he's finished his matches.
Well, if that's the case, then they'll be harder to break down.
Yeah, there'll be so. I would go for. We're talking about going for Nicholas Jackson. Yes, I would go for Nicholas Jackson,
Mm.
and but
But you're not?
I would not captain Haaland.
Ooh, okay. I don't know how that's a decision I have to make. I have to look at the fixtures.
Yeah, because you have some good options. I'd actually go for Sterling, and I know people are going to laugh at this, but I'll go for Sterling.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad
It's a
decision.
risk.
That's
It's
the
a risk.
thing. We're in risk mode now, trying to
Yeah.
play catch up.
But you
And so
see,
this is
you
where
can't.
you start making those kind of decisions.
We're trying to catch up with Leon and Leon, they're getting the points on the board every week, and again, they're not losing points.
Yeah.
So it's a bit tough, but I'm willing to go that way. I'm willing to sacrifice because having Jackson and Sterling, I'm sure we'll have some goals. If Nkuku is coming back this weekend, he'll be brought in as a sub, most likely. You know,
That's true.
it's 70 according to how he performs. So you have a whole 70 minutes of Jackson,
Mm.
and definitely Sterling is back to being Mr. Fantastic. So he'll play the full game.
Hey, yeah, no, that one. I don't think I'm making any moves this weekend because I want to get 2 free transfers. So I'm going to make my big decisions next weekend. Next weekend, I think, is when I'm going to remove Son from my team.
Yeah, Son. Yeah, I don't know why you still have Son.
I don't know either. It's because he scores in big games. And so I believe he's going to score against Man City. And if he scores, I'll keep him. If he doesn't, I'll lose him.
But yeah, Son. I'll tell you to go for Madison if he's back. I don't think he is.
No, Madison's not going to be back. He's still out for some time. I think maybe
Then
closer to Christmas. And that's actually when I would
then
bring back Son if I remove him this week.
you know a player that nobody really talks about at Tottenham right now,
Mm,
and I'm sure he'll get points.
tell me.
I just want to check before I talk about him. I just want to check his stats, yeah, because I think last weekend, if you watched the game,
Mm,
it was all over the place.
who?
Johnson,
Oh,
he has potential of getting some good, and also Brian Gill is also he didn't play for long, but he was all over the place.
okay. Johnson, I can get behind, but Gill, Brian Hill, that one
He
is. I would have to be really desperate for that, especially in a game against City. Maybe in the future, but not against City.
Yeah, but Johnson, from how
Johnson,
he
yeah,
played,
Johnson, I can see. I can see. I've seen him. He's dangerous. He's lively. He's
the problem
dynamic, and
City, the problem, sorry,
he's good. He's like an Eze.
yeah, he's like an Eze, yeah. Oh wait, no one talks about Olise as well, and he's
Oh
getting
my
them.
goodness. What do you mean? I talk about him every week.
Are
Every
you
week I talk
serious?
about Olise.
He's getting them in.
Did you see his goal?
I saw his goal. I watched the highlights. I couldn't believe it.
It
Like
was
I just
nice, huh?
couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it at all. It was almost as good as Bruno Fernandes' goal for United yesterday.
Mm.
Yeah, almost as. No, it was actually better. Actually,
Yeah, no, it was a good one. It was a good one.
it was better.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Okay, so now you've said you're going to move from Haaland from as your captain this week.
A tough choice because you have Salah playing Fulham. He has a very good record against Fulham,
Okay, so
and
you're looking at history to predict the future.
I'm looking at his predictive future. He's been silent, so I don't
Okay.
know how to. But and by silent I mean he has his 5 points, his 10 points. It's not so bad that
Yeah.
we can see. I think he's the top. He's a top player in fantasy
Mm-hmm.
because he's consistent, so he's a must-have.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a must-have.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And so, are there any matchups you're looking forward to this weekend?
definitely Man City Tottenham.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's, I can't wait for that. I also really want to watch Newcastle United. In fact, I think I'll be indoors that whole weekend because I just want to see. The first games are boring. Again, Arsenal fans, no offense, but the, and then Brentford will beat Luton. We're sure of that. Burnley in Sheffield, it's a 6 pointer, so no, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
I don't think the teams will be good. I want to watch the Everton game. I'm very happy that it's at a different time because I want to see how they bounce back from this whole points deduction and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see how they'll bounce back from the Manu game and everything. The Sunday fixtures, Nash, very interesting though.
Tell me.
We have the top five playing, yeah.
Mm.
Liverpool are going to be playing, Spurs will be playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aston Villa will be playing.
Uh-huh.
I'm very torn. I want to watch the Aston Villa game because they're so exciting nowadays.
They really are.
But the Liverpool game, Fulham is also looking good because I want to see the points. But then again, it's Kudus versus Ulise.
It's not exactly the biggest games, eh?
Sunday. I don't know how I'm going to I'm going to tell my wife that I have to run away from Sunday lunch, but I need to watch these games.
Okay. Well, good luck. And how many points are you anticipating from this weekend?
As usual, I wouldn't mind 50. I know I'm going to take a few losses because I need to make some subs,
Okay.
but I'm going for 50. As usual, 50. If you keep getting 50
Then you'll be fine.
and we pray that keep praying Leon and Leon get 40s or 44s, then we'll be fine.
Okay. And with that, I just want to say thank you. We've come to the end of the interview. I want to say thank you for making time for this interview. I'm happy that we got to talk because I feel bad that we weren't able to get you here the last time. But now it's Tune has got 3 appearances. You and Leon are tied at 2.
Oh, okay.
So well done. It means your approach is working. You're getting the high points. So you just keep at it, and I'm sure we'll be talking again.
We will. We sure will, Nash.
All right. Thank you so much.